This is verse 17 of the 23rd chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus has just pointed out an example of the absurdities of the practices of the religious leaders, saying that if you swore by the temple, you were exempted, but by the gold in the temple, then you were bound. Of course, Jesus points out the irrationality of this. He says, moroi. Of course, our word moronic comes from this. It's actually derived in Greek from the word for mysterion, the word mystery, so it implies something that is not understandable, and kind of in an inverse application of that, people who don't understand is the idea, who live kind of in a mystery land, you might say. So moronic, kai, taphloi, and blind, both used here as adjectives. You who are described by both of those terms. Tis, interrogative pronoun, masculine, singular. Who or what, gar, postpositive, maid zone, what, greater, estin, is, which is greater, which transcends the other. Ho krusos, the gold, and then a, conjunction, ho naos, the temple, especially the inner region of the temple, the most holy place, the temple, ho hagiasas. This is a aorist participle from hagiazo, to make holy. The temple, the making holy, ton kruson, the gold, which is greater. The gold within the region that is holy, or the region itself which gives the gold its holy character. If it were just gold out on the street, of course, there'd be no holy element to it, but it's only the temple that makes it holy. And so the odd thing is that the exception that's been suggested by these religious leaders, if there's anything to it at all, is exactly the inverse of what would be expected. And Jesus uses all of this simply to drive home the point that there's a kind of fundamental irrationality about the way in which these religious leaders are applying the law, which is really more for the purpose of serving their own elite status than anything related to a legitimate and proper application of the rules laid down by God.